Hello and welcome back. I'm B-Ball Joe and this is Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. When I started the Peninsula to Island challenge, I thought, you know, ships would be really cool to have because that will be fun. Let's make everything dependent on ships. Yeah, that may have been a stupid idea. Well. You know what the problem is? That I was way too optimistic, which sometimes I am, and sometimes I put 8 railway lines into a building that will only service one train at a time, you know? But this is our problem. This list is a little longer than what this the game would like to support. And you know what? I cannot fault it for it. I'm not counting this, but this is, let's call it 20 ships that have to go through 3 ports, and all of them kind of just intercept each other in different places at different situations for different reasons. Yeah, not much is moving here. So the first thing we have to do is make sure that we don't die, as usual, because dying is a constant threat in any Soviet Republic, simply because when this thing runs out, we do have problems left and right. We can't really afford that. So that's the first thing that I would like to look at. And really, honestly, I'm just going to have ships try to avoid this whole harbor just for a couple minutes. Whatever that really translates to, I don't care that much. I just need them not to go here. And that will be super. I don't care what they're currently carrying. I just need them to not do what they're currently doing. That harbor needs you, buddy. You have a bunch of stuff on here that actually requires. So get out of my face. Then this is obviously not a solution. This is a tiny little band-aid on that big water tank that has a leaking faucet running out of it in form of a hole. That little band-aid is not going to do much. It's simply going to delay the inevitable if I don't actually fix this. And there is a very simple solution for this. It is stupid how simple the solution is that I will have to deploy here. And I bet half of you already know that, and I bet the other half has already mentioned it to someone, like, hey, the B-Bojo guy, yeah, he should just do this thing. What is that solution? I mean, it's too simple. Just add more repair stations across the situation. Let's see if these can disperse just a little bit. All the ships that can, please turn around. You don't want to turn around? Why don't you? Turn around. Turn around. You don't need to be here. As long as they're moving a little bit, I think I'm okay with them. Especially since we don't really need any money right now. I just need the material to get delivered to all the points where, you know, it would be nice to have them. That'd be super. But we'll just wait until they move a little bit. Yeah, more repair locations. Where do they have to go? Well, right now this one is here. Strategically, doesn't feel like a bad place, but that's mostly because we have a lot of ships currently going in here into the harbor area in Magic Alley. And then Utopia also has a couple ships in here that effectively go into the same area, if you will. And then we have the coal ships that are sitting down here, plus one aggregate ships that's coming from here. And a single ship I don't think is going to cause trouble here. But the volume overall is causing trouble. There are at least 4 Lubanows coming from down here, and the 5th one comes from right there. And all of them having to go to the same location is just not working. Plus, I have the ships that are currently in these harbors up here. Yeah, if you haven't seen the map in a while, I think it's pretty cool where we are right now. But the ships that are up here, I think there are 3 iron ships and 1 cement ship and 1 prefab ship, like in this area, and then we're going to add another steel ship up here. So I think it's very clear that this is a highly valuable ship corridor to send anyone through, but that doesn't mean I have to overload this one location. So what I'm really getting at here is I would like to add more repair stations right here. I would like to add a repair station up here. Then we're also closer to the NATO side that we can export a couple things there. And then later on, probably maybe another ship repair here and maybe another one here. We don't need all of them right now, but the island does not have a higher purpose at this point besides delivering fuel and nuclear fuel. That's really all we need for the Republic to survive. The rest that's on the island is completely negotiable, negatable, negligible. Yeah, let's go with that. Negligee. It's not the same thing. I know. But we're going to go with that. So we're going to place the first one right here because I can actually deliver workers from over here, which most of the time we have workers unless we're currently running out. No, there's 46 people without jobs. I think we can find workers here is all I'm saying. How about we get some vaccinations in there? And this should help with what we want to do here. Should I do that first? It really doesn't take that long to at least get the first one in here, and you can't really let the game run forward without having this one done. And here is a thing. I want to get 2 repair stations per new location, because that means in vanilla I can get 6 repair docks connected to that thing, and that at this point I know how many ships I'm gonna run. We are not what are we producing here? Let's look at this really quick. Last year, in the last year, we have produced this is a ship, this will be a ship, this is a ship, not a ship. Not a ship, ship, 4 ships, 4 ships, 2 ships or 3 ships, and that is it. Maybe this one. This one's also, now we're producing it. So these are all the numbers of ships that I'm using here, and we are not doing a lot of that. we are not, did I produce almost 685 million last year and I exported most of that? That's amazing. That's not what that means, just like a flimsy little unscientific look at that list, and I wanted to make it make sense, but I don't, no, it's probably not that. We can analyze that a little more, and I will submit a new round of game saves here in just a second, probably after this episode, to Patreons and YouTube members. If you want to partake in that, if you want to have access to those saves as well, that's your chance. So what we need here is cargo harbors, and I'm using the big one simply because they have 3 connectors, and I'm pausing because I don't want the helicopters to freak out right away, because this will be nice. Then, because we are producing steel now, we're producing a good clip of steel. Actually, excellent for the current situation. I would like to get steel delivered here and not purchased anymore, because, let's be honest, that's just silly. So we need to get in open storage in here, and I think this one is appropriate, and we could argue that I could set it up in a way that I can deliver steel to the island as it exists today, because we are importing steel from the customs houses. You know what? I'm not that interested in that. It's more logistics that we can set up, sure. But at some point, it's just like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay if we import, that special steel that someone needs to do here. And at some point, I may have a couple hours free time to just replace all of the imports that exist anywhere. But I'm okay with having a couple leftover logistics things just still be available. That's fine with me. I do want this. I am building the large repair station. Why would you do that? Very simple. Anything else is completely worthless when we talk about ships because of the sheer number of employees and engineers. I think these are just regular workers. Of the number of regular workers that we need to even handle ship repairs at all. Like, there is a lot of work days and work hours that go into that, and we can't really do it any other way. I would like a bus stop here, just as a pro tip, if you will. Try not to block your production facilities single entry with buses or with no buses, with like vehicles that deliver there, because that will effectively shut you down every single time. This feels pretty decent. There are a couple quick things that we still need, which are what? One would be fuel, because every ship that goes here should get their fuel replenished. That should be relatively simple, and we have a bunch of oil fuel connections already here, and I would like to use those. However, I am pretty sure that the harbors prefer a fuel pump. Let me check something quick. How do I have it set? Well, for the fuel station, I think for the fuel station you need one. These are both using pumps. Okay, does that mean anything? Not necessarily. What about the guys down here? You're also using pumps. I think they prefer pumps. I don't think that they may not be 100% necessary, but I think gas stations do need a pump in front of them, because gas stations are not actively pulling anything. They all just kind of sit there and let it happen. Maybe. I don't know. just connect this thing. It's simple enough. We don't have to think about it at all. We just get this guy right in there, and then we get the, come on, this connection over here. And if you don't want to connect the way that I need you to connect, then I will use underground pipe. Luckily, that is not the case in this case this time. This once. Okay, cool. And get that one semi-straight. Cool. That is connected. That is connected. All those things are connected. That looks good. Let's get a quick electric substation in here as well. And I will tell you, I've recorded this episode before. Didn't like where things are going because there's one other big problem, which I haven't even talked about that will show up here in just a minute, which is also why I'm pausing, because I would prefer not to, you know, cause that trouble that I had before. And yeah, it's a small cliffhanger here. I'm going to get to that in this episode, and then we're going to actually build a couple other things that I hope we can get done, because we haven't really built much recently. But we need power, and then we also need water and sewage. It is so reasonable and realistic to say, why do you just keep building full sewage and water infrastructure? It's really absolutely not necessary. You could totally get by without that by just using trucks for sewage and water delivery, which is absolutely true, 100%. I just don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. It's fine. I actually do like the trucks, and they are much cheaper and all of that stuff, and I don't have to place this thing here, but I just prefer the water lines because this is a set it once and forget it type of situation. And that's it. I just have to build this water infrastructure and sewage infrastructure once. It may burn down at some point, but I don't have to worry about replacing trucks, having trucks being stuck somewhere else in traffic, things overloading, etc., etc. Like all those things. And the trucks, once I have them in technical service offices, if they have reach of a different substation or building or some other things, I have seen them take off before and try to connect to those places as well, which is simply very annoying. So instead of doing that, don't hook into the water source over there. We actually want to connect to this guy. This at this point doesn't take that long to build. It takes a little while, but it's relatively painless to get this into the system now, especially since we have the money to make this all work. Direct line, thank you. Now we have sewage, water, no heat. I don't know if they need heat, honestly, but we pretty much have everything set up that we could potentially need in this area. And while we're here, this is construction office 1, and because the helicopters are effectively right here, they will just pick that up in just a second anyway. So that's the first part, done. Second part, I'm going to hover into this picture, take a sip of water, of my fresh water, not the old water, obviously. How many glasses of water do you have on your work desk? You know who you are. I know that you're there. You should get a B-Bowl Jomak. Also, do you see the problem? It's in the center of the picture. It's this guy. If I click on you, it's running at 9.391 megawatts. What's that mean, B-Ball Joe? What does that mean? It means that we are close. You see this? Red, 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 red. How much do those lines actually take or provide or whatever? 2.35 megawatts at most. Okay, if you do the math on that, 4 times 2 is 8 and 4 times 3 is 1.2. So 9.3 is effectively maxed out. Scary yet? It should be. It should be scary because this is not a good position to be in. Why? I am mixing diesel trains and electrical trains. Yes, I'm 100% doing that. However, the electric trains are not smart enough to not go on a network if there's not enough power. Why should they? It's just like the dispatcher is just like, this is my schedule. I would like you to go out. The dispatcher is not supposed to. This is my schedule. And in this schedule, I have this many megawatts available for the power for the whole network of the whole republic, which I don't even think there is a place that is separated into a different section of network, which I'm building that on purpose because I'm always putting my my power switches, my railway connections in parallel, not in series. So this is not If you would put these in Sirius, maybe this is a little nitbit of information that people don't have yet. If you would put these in Sirius, I think season 3 or season 6 I tried this, they would effectively separate the network into power on this side and power on this side. Like this, the power does not flow through these. If you want to connect them, you just need effectively a rail line to go around it, so it's not the end of the world. But when you actually have a clear separation, then you only get the power from this thing spread out to both sides, but all the others are cut off, which I don't want. There's no maximum power that you can deliver to the rail network in Soviet Republic, or in Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, so I'm just taking full advantage of that, and it makes my life a lot easier. So let's build another substation, or another rail connection that we desperately, super desperately need. Where's a good place for that? You know what? I am not 100% sure where a good or a bad place for it is here. We have a lot of empty space right here. We have a fire station. Where's the... Didn't I put a fire station somewhere in this area that's not just here? I don't like just having one. I would like to have another one out here, preferably in this spot. I thought I actually did that. How many workers do we have there? Just a few. You still don't have drinking water. I thought I turned drinking water on for you guys. No, this is a different pump. All right, well, you don't really need it. It's just reducing the amount of... Do we have sewage sitting here? Just checking. It looks empty. It's just reducing the amount of production that you get out of one building, which is really not a big deal. But we could... Should you put one here or should you not? And I feel like we should. What do we have here for vehicles? We have from the view, and then we have from the line central station with 2 of these. So if you want to put a fire station right here, you probably need to upgrade that to real buses, which is not a big deal. I think that's fine. And because the small fire station actually fits everywhere, I'm going to do that. Yeah, let's get another fire station there. With that, I feel better saying... Okay, get a road connection through here. That will be a fire coverage for what I'm going to build right now. And then let's get the things in. We need to understand that at this point, we are not using any power down here in the steel production area. And we are running at 50% production right now. We still have some coal here. If you see this, it's just because I haven't let the game run in this area. It dynamically moves in the resources or the textures for the resources afterwards. So we're good. Don't worry about any of that. But we are running at about 50% production here. So let's say, worst case, we can double this. We still have 13 megawatts left over. And this is important. This is extremely important because if you screw this up, what you're about to do is completely useless because, yeah, math is important. We only have at most 16 more megawatts available for power. That is one of the railway switches will allow me to add like 9, about 9. We mapped it out earlier. It was like 9.2, a little more than that. 4 times 3, yeah, just 9.2. So 9.2, and then we get another 2 connections if we really want to, which is, luckily, also the number of connections that we get, 6, that a power transformer has. So this part should be relatively simple. We have a line on that side. Gosh, why did you leave it on the wrong side? It's just going to be a really ugly crossing, but I think we'll be okay. We're going to plop you here. Cool. We are going to get the, we need, what, 13 megawatts is what we said. That's what we have available. We can't even go over that. So that's the line that I'm actually going to connect here, right there. Cool. Yeah, we're crossing the pylon here a little bit, but forgive me? Maybe? I don't know. That's very ugly and that's very unnecessary. So maybe try that again, but with the real road setup this time. There we go. No. It doesn't want to. Okay. Do it from here and then cross on there. No, it won't let you because of situations. Can you go... Oh, here. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to use Shift. Turn F4 off. Then click Shift. Then you can get closer to here and then we should be able to get an angle. There we go. Was that worth it? It usually isn't. It usually isn't. These are not drive-throughable. You cannot go through these, so don't forget that. But now the last thing that I would like to figure out is get a very simple extra rail connection here. Yeah, we can put this pretty much anywhere we want. So let's do just that. Rail. Where are you? Over here. You already have it selected. You just need to go to the railway electric connection. The above ground version, the one that has the road connection going to that side. That looks fine. And then again, here you have to make sure that you don't go in series. You have to make them parallel. Otherwise this is just not going to work. I think what I'm about to do here, yeah, as long as I can get through here, I actually can get everything done that I want to get done. You just get a normal connection there. Again, we have fire coverage with the fire station there when it's actually getting done. Get me a nice little rail connection here, and they can get started on building this ASAP, and then do the same thing over there. Do the same thing over here. I saw it. That was a green line. That's all I need. Is this the prettiest? No, this is completely practical. Nothing else. Once this is built, and to build that we just have to remove this one chain signal right here. Once this is built, a train will never have to get into this again. I already have this electrified, so this is just a build once, done forever type of thing. And now let's connect the 6 medium voltage power lines that we have available here. That one. And then this one can go over here. Come on. And then there, and then the last one would also go over here, and here. Beautiful. That is all we need out of these guys. So let's get those construction office 2. That is all of you guys. Get cracking on this, obviously on that as well. I'm actually a little worried about these connections, so I'm going to have one helicopter, well, the helicopter group, come out, help with that substation, and then just the rail construction crew can get started on this. Cool. I don't care how fast you want to build this, I just need that done. So, unpause now. Okay. Was that a lot in 20 minutes? I don't know. It was for me. There's still more stuff to do because I haven't built the extra repair offices yet. So I have a really straight coastline right here. I have a couple excavators available, and I am still planning on putting a city here. I would like to put a small little like township right here with a couple buses, then put a city here. Definitely put a city here. Potentially put a city here near the coast. Or into the mountains. I'm not 100% sure where I want to put them yet, but all of them will just move to the city via bus. And the city right now has 4,000 people. It can handle 15,000. So I have a lot of room for what we can do here. Buildings on fire always get me nervous now for reasons of, well, you know why. When things burn down is bad. So let's make sure that that is not causing any real issues down the road, but this should be fine. Are we good on all of this? Yes, you're empty. You're doing this. We have this distribution office. Oh, reminds me, there's one other thing that I have to fix, which I saw, and I don't think I fixed it last episode. It is down here. There's always little things that you have to fix, but we have fixed so much that at some point I'm just like, you know what? Can we be done fixing things? No, we cannot. Problem here is that we're currently full on steel and mechanical components. We are. And someone actually built this building a long time ago. And then you know what they did with this building? Nothing. So we need a covered hull. We need a dumper. We need an open hull. And then, is that all the vehicles that we need? There's not that much material coming through here, but open space, open hull, covered hull, and then dumper for these. And then we need a mixed waste truck as well. I always forget about this. This is industrial waste. This is not normal waste. And on this side of town, we are just exporting the trash. We're not really recycling it. So this should be fine. And talk to this guy and just say, hey, can you hop over here? Load. Can you hop over here? Load whatever you want. And then load these two as well. And just bring them to the border for right now. I don't think, like, I don't want to think about it. We don't need to worry about it. It's just done. Get it out of here. And then if we could, you're already full. Okay, you have at least one available. Bring a little bit of fuel down here to that distribution office to make them happier. That all looks good. Destination buildings, we don't care. At some point, I can't even do this because, yeah, I can't click that button. Unpause, can I do it then? No. At some point, we could start delivering mechanical components and steel out here, but honestly, that recycling factory is not going to produce all that much. So it's just full right now, but I would like it to be less full later. And yeah, we can probably fill up the steel here with a truck from there, and that's fine. It's not high priority. Okay, all of you guys do all of the things that you do. Wonderful. Cool. Let's build the next harbor section, or the next repair section, and then... Is there anything else that you have to do right away? Good question. Probably. But I think for right now, this will be fine, and I would like to build the city close enough to be actually in walking range of the repair station. I'm going to plop in here now. Also, ooh, this is important. I think I already built too tight, but I was wondering if I can put a bus station anywhere here in a reasonable location, and I think this would allow a bus station. It would be a crappy way for a bus station to get here, but we've seen... we did not see. I don't think you've seen that. I'm on pause, because why not? But I can probably... Sorry, I'm paused. I should unpause. This is not good. Why? This is a very similar problem as with the ships earlier. I have more bus lines than bus platforms sitting here, and that is not very helpful. Maybe I should just diagnose what exactly we're doing. This one, 2, that's fine, but we can probably honestly almost extend this. Plus, you are not using... Oh, you dirty dog. You are not using the bus end station. That is not helpful. You need to use the bus end station, buddy. I'm glad I clicked on that guy. So, there's 4 buses going that route already, but they're just doing a very short pass, and I'm pretty sure that it happens often enough where this guy still has some leftover people on board, which is not helpful. What about you? You also only have 2 stops, and then you leave. This one probably never has empty people because these coal mines eat people for breakfast? That sounds weird. So I think I'm happy with keeping this one dedicated. Do we have a couple that we can move around? Is really the question. I'm gonna pause here because right now it was jumping around, and I don't like the jumping around part in the windows. It makes it really hard to diagnose anything. And I needed to turn my fan on, but I forgot that the lower setting on the fan is on the other side than on the higher setting. But there you go. It's always cold outside, but it's really hot in my office because cool stuff. But yeah, talking to you, you have 3 buses. You also don't have the end station. Maybe this is my whole problem. If there are a bunch of buses that were initially just single buses and now have become multi-bus routes, and they don't use the end station, that could cause some trouble in the spacing here. Just like if 2 of the same buses show up at the same time, then obviously it's going to cause issues. They are all assigned now, and I think it may have actually merged a line or 2 together, which is not the end of the world, but that is good. The 4 bus lines, that's a 1, 2, 3, yeah. I think this one I would like you, if you ever have people left over, to come down here. And then this one is our original line. If you ever have people left over here, bring them to this bus station, just to space them out a little bit. Yes, there's a crossing here. It's a little unfortunate, but it makes me feel a little better. And then the new buses that we get, we have this bus station here. This should be done at some point. I think construction office 6, if you could help with that, that'd be fine. This should be done at some point, and we could take a few buses to actually go here to take the pressure off of this, because this is not super helpful. So, long story short, very long story short, it's not great to have everyone go through this single train bus station thing over here. Right now, obviously, we don't have that many buses, but we already have many buses. How many buses do we have? 8, 10, 11. We have 11 buses that go through here. That is not nothing. Where are you even... Okay, no, this is trains. Okay, so we only have 6 buses that go through here. What is this? This is just 2 small cars. Okay, they can definitely be filled up with a bus station somewhere else. They don't need to go here. They're just construction vehicles anyways. And then we have this single bus that goes where? Oh, you're the recycling bus. Yeah, all the other buses will be drop-off buses instead of pickup buses. Electricity problem. What? Where? How? Construction office somewhere in some spot. Yeah, that just means you don't get fuel. I don't think that's a problem for you. Okay, don't notify me of that, please. It's not important if you're sitting over there and you're just grumping around. While I'm here, I may as well just look in the area. But yeah, the actual problem is this. It is a very high throughput train station, but the number of people here is I'm adding. This is probably close to 4,000 in this part of the city in Little Sec. But I'm probably just doubling that. I'm going to double that again. It can handle this many. Maybe it's fine. It's just one per line, but it's still a lot of lines. Anyways, yeah, I would like to have one extra bus station nearby the bus line that we already have, just to keep the pressure down just a little bit. Not a lot of it, just a little bit. And ideally, don't run them through this junction. Like, over here would be the best place. But with how I have built everything, I think I could have easily put a bus station right here. But with how I have built everything now, I don't think that is really going to happen anymore. So maybe, just maybe, instead of putting a bus station on this side, you would have to just put a bus station on this side and then catch all the other buses. That's actually going to be problematic. I'm talking you through everything, like I always do, like I try to do. Sometimes it's better than other times, but if I put a bus station here that will potentially won't be in walking range of this. It is 400 meters. It is just in walking range. You could also upgrade the footpaths, and then you would definitely be in walking range of all the utilities. But it has to be in walking range of this utility, this shopping center as well. Otherwise, the whole concept falls apart, which we really can't afford. So I think what you're really trying to do is put a bus station here. It's not the best connection, but you shouldn't be interfering with the bus line that already sits there, unless you can finagle a bus station right here. Not ideal, but if you can get one right in there, I think that will be fine. And honestly, I have a feeling that this should be possible. It may not look pretty, but it should be possible, and the footpath just has to not be here. And luckily, the footpath is not a main connection to any of the buildings up here, and we will be able to just build an extra footpath to the rest of the, of the things right there. Yeah, it should be fine. So let's take this footpath out. Excuse me. That's road. That's why it doesn't work. Ah, got it. Take that footpath out and take this one out. Would you mind making this one footpath? Thank you very much. And then the deconstruction office, demolition office is nearby. And we can see if we can get a bus station in there. Cool. Makes me feel good enough for now. How are we doing on all the things that I want to get done here? If you just run on like single speed and you are pausing most of the time, you're not actually going to get much done. So don't ask silly questions, please and thank you. Good. Okay. More repair. Ship repair. Yes. Not pumping harbor. Pumping harbor, would you work? I don't think you have stations for ships as 2. I am sure. I was confused by stations for vehicles loading, unloading. It's at 4, and then stations for ships at 3 right below it. Makes perfect sense. But yeah, 3 is the most that we can get, and we do need a cargo harbor. I'm sure there's a wonderful mod out there that we could use for this whole situation. But if I can, I will just stick to vanilla. It's just what I do. You don't have to love it, but I appreciate it more. Okay, I need a couple excavators to jump in here and take a little bit of this out. And it feels like we don't have a ton of excavators. And here's the thing. Where I'm building this right now, and I know this, and you probably know this, there's this island. I really was like, I would like to put the repair stations on the island. That'd be really cool. There's not enough room here, A. And B, then you have the same problem on that side, where if the island is in the way, you can probably build something. Or if the island's in the way, you can remove the island. If the main part is in the way, but the main island is in the way, it's going to be harder to remove. So I probably have to put it on this side. Plus, we have the advantage of the city that we're going to build Probably not today, but relatively soon. I'm planning on building it to be in walking range of the repair station that we're going to plop in right behind this. This is just a harbor part. Remember, we need a harbor, yes, then we need the extra large repair station, and the extra large repair station absolutely needs large storages, effectively for steel. The rest is not that important, but steel is very important. Otherwise, it's not going to work, and then obviously we need fuel. Because we're so close to a fuel unloading station here already, maybe we could use that. You're gonna shoot yourself in the foot if you do that. We have fuel sitting right here, but only one container. But you do have a fuel pipe connection right there, which is in this building that you can just use to siphon more fuel out to this area. Then this one should always be half of the fuel. And the other fuel will just go to the ship lines, which the ships just drink a lot of fuel, so that makes sense. Also, this one, I remember that, does not have fuel assigned to it yet, and the building's already assigned, yes, but it's always assigned as loading and not unloading, and it's just the way it is. So that's fine. But other repair station, yes, plop that in right here. And here, we don't have the same problem as we did before. What are you doing? You're not actually connecting the buildings that you wanted. Yes, you're right. Here we don't have the problem that we had before, which was I wanted to make sure that we had the steel thing connected to all of this. Simply because the steel thing is sitting right over here. We can move a lot of steel over, and we are producing a really good amount of steel. I'm proud, quite happy. Let's go with happy. I'm quite happy with the amount of steel that we're producing. Where is my junction? Junction is there. So this is the road that we're actually going to get out of this, I think. Yes. I am semi-considering putting something else here for repair purposes, but I think the only thing that would even remotely fit there is maybe a distribution office and a technical service office. They're not that high on my list of super important things, so let's see how we're gonna fit all of this in here. Yes, you always have to use a large open storage. You're not going to get around this. Just use the large open storage. It will make your life so much easier because of the amount of steel that you need to repair ships. Do you know how much steel you need for ships? That much. And then, as usual, we're gonna go with this one. Yeah, sure. This is the warehouse that you've usually been using. Okay. This should be fine as long as the factory connection can get in there. Very nice. There are a million ways to do this. It's okay to not do it right the first time. And then, yeah, because I would like to use the resulting space. I'm trying to think if I want to go too heavy into the city planning aspect right away. And I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to that. I do know that I probably would like a shortcut to out here. There's a footpath there that's kind of in the way right now, so we probably don't need that. But should I plan distribution and technical service office right there? Honestly, probably wouldn't hurt. What would you do with a distribution office out here, though? What's the purpose of that one besides getting repaired every once in a while? I don't have one. Okay, so would you throw an end station in there? Is that what you need? I don't think so. Technical service office, yes. Distribution, not so much. So let's just throw the big one in here. Just right on the edge with... The city's going to be on that side, which really means everything that we care about will happen to that direction. So let's just put it here. Leave a little bit of empty space. It is in catchment radius of what we cared about, so that will get us what we wanted there. Let's make this road connect to something, then you connect to something here and here, and then you will just be our half circle. And this is probably not gonna fly. I would much rather have a road come out this way, and honestly, this road is more important. This road is a lot more important than the city road. Why? Because the buses will go that route. This thing does not care that much about where the buses are. We probably do want a bus stop, though. Okay, get a bus stop in here. There's already a nice little angle that you just created. So you may as well just use that. You're going to use the same bus station that you always use, or you're going to use something different? I don't mind using something different. We can use, not the huge one. We're not going to wait for passengers here. There's no need to wait for any passengers. But having one of these guys does not feel wrong. So if I can actually fit you in here semi-nicely, and by that I mean give you a straight shot into wherever you want to go there, and then give you an exit shot here. They're not going to use that unless I make this a one-way road where they have to turn around that way, which I'm not planning on unless this is going to cause a problem. So this all feels good enough. Good enough, good enough. Everyone connected. You still need power and water and all that good stuff. And we will provide that probably soon enough. If you want me to. Do you want me to? Probably. What are you talking about? Oh, you still have the fuel thing. Yeah, you did talk about the fuel thing. It is... We are talking ships here. Ships drink a lot of fuel, juice, whatever. Let's give it to them. Get one over here. That looks nice. Get this one over there. It's like a 90-degree angle. That also looks nice. And this one, as much as it pains me, has to be underground. This one also needs to be underground. And then that one also needs to be underground. Easy enough. No pain, no gain. And then how are we going to connect this? With a humongous underground pipe all the way to here? I guess so. This is the last connection that you get, though. So make this a pipe. Make this a pump, not a pipe. F3, so I can actually see something. Nope, there's a power line right there. You are blocking yourself. I guess you have two more on this side. Well, if you have two more, it's really not necessary to have this thing there, is it? Well, you have some room. You may as well. Okay, we may as well. F3 again, underground. Nice water pipes right here in the way, as usual. So we have to kind of sneak around you. That's fine. And then, yeah, you just have to figure out, do you want to go straight to there with underground pipe or something else? I think straight to here with underground pipe is... Oh, I did forget about this part. That there's actually a problem with the max length of pipes that we can build here, which is... Okay. Well. Okay, I just decided that we don't need that. Why? My justification is going to be that the distribution offices that we have here are very clearly underutilized. Yeah. And because they're underutilized, they can just send out the fuel that we need out here to this tank, and then the tank can just handle whatever we need to handle in this area. And that is good enough. I don't see a good reason why that would not be good enough. So we're just going to say that's perfect. Good. Checking all the numbers. They look good. Checking what's going on over here. I don't love it, but I think one of these is done, and they're actually all assigned to the construction office. That is really, really good news. Construction office, if you could just complete this work, that'd be great. Construction office 7 from the view. If you can come out here, that would also be very helpful. How we're doing on materials. A little bit of iron is left over, a little bit of coal is left over. As long as it runs, that's all we need. Obviously, when this runs at 100%, we probably need to add another train and 2 more ships for coal, and hopefully, well, we probably have to get another source for coal, because the current source for coal, enunciate, is not sufficient to run this thing 100% all the time. So I'm aware of that. It's just not a big enough problem right now. Oh, there's another problem. No, you wanted to wait until this is all done, because the problem that I have is the thing that we set up last time with the rail, and I would like actually to be out of, like, in daylight again. The thing that I set up here, the train that's dropping off here, wagons, rail vehicles are not getting moved with the factory connections. I don't know what the logic behind that is. Like, all the other cars can be moved that way, but wagons cannot be moved from here to the other storages. So this storage is full at this point. This train is full at this point, and it's already going through the other connection. So there's the train, and it never actually unloads anything. On cue, perfect. So it just goes and it's just like, yep, I'm done. And to which I would say, no, you're not done. So please go to number 4 in your list and drop off everything there. I have a very easy connection here. The problem was the trains got stuck. And when the trains got stuck, all of the electrical trains got themselves stuck because of this signal here, actually. So let's just remove that. All the trains got stuck, which means obviously nothing was moving for a while. And then when everything started moving again, which was this whole line was stopped, which means everything over here was stopped, which means everything was stopped. And this is a very heavy electrical usage train line. It was just stopped. Nothing was working there anymore. And because of that, our power overuse of the network actually became the problem that it was, where everything was in standstill. Speaking of standstill, don't love this look one bit, but it seems to be moving. So I guess that's okay, but also I guess everything is empty here, so maybe that's a good thing. Let's check the harbor situation here anyways. How you guys coping? You go to, what are you? You're prefab panels. You're supposed to just export. I could remove them entirely from the current situation, as in not go to the repair station for a little while, but where's the fun in that? Let's just turn a couple ships around here and then they can figure out what they actually need to do. Go there. I don't care where you guys want to go. I just need you to go as many stops away from where you currently are as possible. Warehouse import meats. Thank you. You're moving somewhere. Very good. You have clothing on board, so you go to the border, because again, I want you as far away as possible from your current situation. You're doing coal. Go to the first one. You're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it. You are fine. Yep. Get you out of here. And then once I have this group of vehicles, I don't think I want to turn this one off yet. I don't think so. I think later on I certainly will, but I don't think I want to turn them off just yet. Where are you going? Go here. Where are you going? Go somewhere else. Go back to the border house. Cool. What about you? You are trying to load there, and the harbor, you're trying to do the right thing. Cool. Go to this harbor, and then maybe we're fine. I realize that this is not super exciting, but it's very necessary, and we will find that the little bit of food that we have, well, it's lasting a little longer than I expected. But we also just we saw that giant traffic jam over here, so it's not without having those situations. We just have to keep an eye on those things just for a little bit. You are assigned to the right things already. Cool. You already built that piece of track. That's wonderful. Yeah, the signal that was here was effectively blocking itself because it was the same junction. This was the same junction as this was the same junction, so there was a signal here, there was a train here, there was a red line before because there was a train in the junction. That was the problem. That killed everything, and now I know, and we're better. Train signals, I tell you, they're simple if you keep it simple. They get really complicated if you ignore to keep it simple. But very seriously, I do understand that the block signals are not the most intuitive thing ever done by video game, but I think its potential for being the oldest is pretty high. The oldest system in video games is potentially the block signal. So yeah, deal with it. Okay, now city-wise, are you guys happy? You are very happy. You're just without a job, and we can fix that eventually. 4,300 people. Okay, we have 230 without jobs, so that's not a ton. We have birth to death ratio is not great. Average lifespan I think is okay. We're still sitting at 39% with higher education, which is not quite what I want. It's also not the end of the world yet, so I think we're gonna be okay. But we just gotta keep an eye on that. Okay, we got a sewage tank is overflowing. Health risk, really? I thought I had them all covered. Obviously I don't. You have water, you just don't have sewage. Okay, so the sewage tank just didn't reach out all the way. That's fine. This thing, you can actually build this. Okay, so my thinking was I could build the mechanical component industry, which is not going to be very hard. And it's mostly going to be talking about the ratio that we're trying to achieve here. because that's important. I'm actually happy that there's a footpath, not a footpath, but a road connection here that we can use. And I'll talk to you about that very quickly. Can we... I think I can do footpaths underneath the power lines, but I can't quite get exactly what I want out of this. So, you, get rid of you. I don't think... Yeah, no. I can't get other footpath connections here that could be helpful. Sure, I can get a footpath in there. I'm not calling that helpful, though. But this is fine. This gives me the bus stop that I needed to make sure that we don't overload the line, Central Station, because of all the reasons that I already talked about. So I don't want to get into that too much more. We need some water here. We need some sewage here. I think this is totally fine for adding the trucks that we need for that. So maybe I'll just get over my... whatever my problem is and make that a thing. Steel-wise, you're not building anything yet. I know. End station, what? It's not an end station. Repair station-wise, we built so much. We are on... This is episode 70, I believe. And we have built so much. And I really, really, really enjoy how not far we are in this game, considering how much time we have already spent. No, honestly, that feels pretty cool. You need to be fuel. The line, is this one built? No, it's not completely built yet. Good. Which means all of these things are doing what they need. The power line, I don't think I actually connected that. Okay, well, good thing I'm looking. Because this one I'm just going to be super cheap. If you're going to go super cheap, you may as well just do the medium voltage line. You don't need a large one. A medium one is also overkill, but just in case I do something stupid there, like add another thing that we don't currently need. It has happened before, so let me just do my thing. It didn't like building right where I was, and as you can see, there is a labyrinth of different depths of lines already in the city. So building underground is not necessarily simple either, but we do get it done every once in a while. Construction group 1, get all of these things. You are doing what you're supposed to do, so that's all good. You look like you may want another helper, if possible. But I'm not sure that I need to do that yet. Also, and we need to talk to you. Trucks, yes. Locomotives, no. Ships, yes. Airplanes, no. Helicopters, no. Personal cars, sure. No trams, I don't think there are in this city. And then metro, no. Mostly want you to concentrate on ships, and then if there are other things that we care about, sure, that's fine too. No power supply, no drinking water, and nothing to repair. All of those should show up here relatively soon, so that is a-okay, I think. You could start thinking about your... Well, let's set this one up first. Limit the amount. Everything is steel. No aluminum. No nothing else. You... Oh, I forgot a thing. Okay. What do you need? In this case, we need some fabric. We need some electrical components, some mechanical components, some plastic, and some electronics. I think, unless I'm remembering wrong, plastic, mechanical components, electrical components, electronics, and fabric. I feel like I have one in here that's not needed. No, all of them are fine. And then we have just steel here. Good. What I forgot was have a distribution office that's dedicated to filling up the covered hull items, which I wanted to place right here because it's close to the border and that's where all the stuff comes from, besides the thing that we can recycle. But again, I am not counting on recycling being able to cover everything that we need for that whole transaction over there. So let's just get this one in on the action just to make sure that's all going to happen. You do have a small distribution office assigned to you. Are you... It is doing a thing. Do we currently not have any fuel sitting here? Yes, we are out of fuel again. Beautiful. You know why we're out of fuel? Because helicopter construction eats all of the fuel. So, yeah, that is... We could get some from the border again, but I don't want to do that right now. Okay, time-wise. Time-wise, we're good. I think I've done all the final fixing that I wanted to do. Something I didn't get to today, but I think yes, this is all connected. Perfect. And they're already running. Great. Everything is on. Beautiful. Get the chain signal in again where you had it before, unless it doesn't fit anymore. Nope, you're still good. But yeah, all of these are connected, which is exactly what I needed, because now we have the power to do everything that we want to do. Great. What am I going to do next? My next plans are relatively simple. We have all the steel now that we need, and we're actually out of coal. Wonderful. Yeah, because those ships were stuck earlier. You remember? Yes, I do remember. We have a ton of steel. How much steel do we have? Let's look at it. Last month. If we look at last month and look at our production, yes. Overall production of resources, steel. We made 636 tons of steel. Production-wise. Okay, good. If we then look at our consumption of steel, 754. I thought I was a little better than that. I really thought so. Obviously, we're only at 50% production right now for the steel mill, but to get to 100% production takes a lot more than just throwing more people at it. We also need more coal. So is coal going to be our next endeavor? I don't know. But a good news is that mechanical components, in a month, we only consume 124 tons. You know what you need to produce mechanical components? You require steel. Just steel. Nothing more than that. That is 10 days of production of mechanical components. So one mechanical components factory is enough to produce the mechanical components that we consume in the industry, which really just translates to the vehicle production, nothing else. So we need one of these. But because I am the way I am, I will have 2 of them, and then we have to actually join them to our existing rail network, which will happen right here. And that'll be exciting. Trust me, it will be. And I think the mechanical components will just pop in over here with a semi-sophisticated delivery system that I will figure out when we're there, because look at all the trucks that we already have that are just sitting here. Well, we're not producing steel right now. That's why, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we're just going to hook it up to this cargo station, and then it will be part of the network, and people can actually get the mechanical components from this sector. With that, we need more people. Mechanical components don't require that many, 150, so 450 per building, per shift, per day, per workday, which means if I do 2, I need 900 more, which that could potentially be the city that goes here in the mountains. And then, yes, I will add the city over here. Apparently, I didn't remove that piece of road right there, but that's probably the just get into the city road. You will just need another one to make that all work. And then, yeah, we have another city that I would like to build here. That would be cool. I'm reminding myself that we don't have power yet. We also don't have sewage and water yet in this sector. So how about you get on that? You do have to make sure that your harbor has power, otherwise it will not refuel. So right there is not a bad spot. What do we have for power line availability? We just really have this one, which seems appropriate to run you out here. Just run you near the road for now. And you probably need to make sure that that junction that you created there is getting priority roads assigned to it. Okay, I'll do that right now because I will forget that. I always forget this, and I think I've done it, and then I didn't. So there you go, there you go, there you go. There you go. Definitely there you go. Yes, and before someone puts in... Little rant. Before someone puts in, but City Skylines has a much better road management system. Yeah, it does. That's one of the main selling points of City Skylines. It's very pretty, and you can do road management really well. There's a little more here. More here than that. And also less in some situations. So, comments and stuff. Tell me that I'm wrong. Please and thank you. Cool. I think we have everything that we needed. I don't think the mixed waste over here is actually enough to take care of everything that comes in there, so that's something I need to consider. We have all the buses that go through here. That's fine. How is our construction going in this little island no, not island nation, but peninsula nation? Interesting models. I don't think I've seen those before, so it must be new. Technical service, as usual. I can't just order some vehicles, so I just have to send them in there. I forgot that that is a thing. I am a little surprised to see that this guy is not done yet, because all you need is a tiny bit of steel, and then you could just be completed. Okay, just pick any of these and send you out there and make sure that you get it done. You're already assigned to this. Okay, so you just... We just don't have enough material available here to actually construct all the things that we want. I got it. I think. Construction over 6, you can come out here and make sure that you get everything under control there. That looks fine. Construction waste looks fine. Yeah, no, I think the rest of all of this, besides no workers and the sewage tank overflowing there, we're doing okay. There are a couple ships here doing their thing. That is fine. Train waiting too long. This was the notification that I got earlier when my train power network was overflowing. So that's not good. And then, yeah, we have everything done. Cool. Besides a little bit of fuel. I'm going... Well, this is not done yet. Can you just high priority this and get it over the hump? That'd be cool. Number 4, if you don't mind. Great. Do you have everything that you need? You have almost everything turned on. You don't have power supply yet. Power supply comes through there. Fine. Distribution office, did you get done? You're not quite done yet. So this one I have to turn on. Then I have to turn on these two to actually get... At least six lines is what I need to assign to it. Once I have 6 lines assigned to it, we may be okay in volume terms to not have what happened there happen again happening. Yeah, those are words that you put together in a certain order that may or may not have made sense. You're empty, you're filling, and you're full. Okay, so we have 1 of 4 ships coming this way. And you are not as close as I would like you to be. That's fine. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.